What Jason, Robert Brown, and Marsha, Norman, and Bart have done is take a story which is essentially a two-hander and populate it on 3 different planes. So it takes place in present-day 1965 Iowa, and also it takes place in Robert's memory, and thirdly, it takes place in Francesca's memory. So we learn things about other people in flashback, and we travel to Italy, and we hear from Robert's ex-wife, and so they very smartly populated the world with interesting characters, but essentially at its core, it is still, of course, a two-handed love story.
The internal is the song. That's what it is, and so everything that you want to feel, you sing, and that's why it's so beautifully musicalized. It's one of those things that almost needed it, and also, no matter what you do, you go find your own backstory and its layers. Well, here we've put it into the show. Where am I from? Naples. Who was my family? What were they like? What informed who I am? It was the time of the war. We have some of that. You know, all of that is actually letting you in on what the work that we usually do, like in a revival that you never get to see or something. We're actually put it in our show.
There's so much that we're doing that the book couldn't do, and there's so much that music does that the book can't do, that I don't feel like people are going to walk in and go, oh, it's not the, I mean, this is what, you know, we have taken the DNA of the book and we have built a musical out of it, and I feel very confident about that, but also very proud of that.
It seemed to fit all of our needs. I was ready for a book that needed me to finish out and fill it out and flesh it out and make a story out of it. And Jason loved just the opportunity to speak in a different musical language. The language of Iowa, the language of love, the language of soulmates meeting, the language of the kids and farm life and that. So he was looking for a new vocabulary.
The book is helpful in the sense that it's sort of the mind of the original author, but the bones that we have are really all Marsha. And a lot of the real changes are to create a sense of ensemble and a sense of community within which all of this happens, and that's probably the biggest change. Not only community of Winterset, Iowa, but community of Italy and community of her family, and how everyone is impacted by the power of this love.
Any musician wants the best possible instrument. You know, if you're a pianist, you want that Steinway D. You know, you want the best possible instrument. Knowing that I had Kelli O'Hara means I have the best possible instrument. There is nothing I write that she can't do, and it's just so glorious when she opens her mouth and starts singing these songs, and you say, yes, that's the best version of that song. No one will ever do that well because I wrote it for this instrument, and there it is, and it blossoms out. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Her voice is actually better than ever, and sounding better than ever, and probably in soprano terms is maybe this role is the most well-suited that she's ever had to her. She's kind of so incredible in it, it's amazing.
She's one of my favorite actors in the world, on top of being one of the great singers on the planet, and one of my oldest friends. So to be able to work together often is like a great joy.
Well, you know, Steve and he's one of the oldest friends I have in this city. We met right when we moved here, working on some small little workshop of something. This is kind of the moment that we've been waiting to explode together, to have that comfort, that chemistry, that comfortability, that awareness of each other will really, I think, help to inform these two characters the way we're trying to make them. I wouldn't want to do this with anyone else. So I feel like I'm in the right place, the right time.